It's early in the morning, and we're out here because wood is being shipped in from all over, fir and cedar. For what's been weeks and really months, we've been watching this wood as it floats across the sea and is brought into the city. And all of it is because we're building a temple. And the temple started with the wood creating like a foundation, like a deck. And then all of a sudden there were some curvatures and spirals, and then it grew. And standing before us is this like amazing structure that's going to be dedicated to our God, to our Lord. And what's coming in today is the gold. Because when you have a powerful king dedicating a temple to your Lord, you got to have gold. And our king is Solomon, and he's the wisest and one of the most powerful kings that's existed. And as he builds this temple to God, blessings are just abounding. In fact, his first house guest is going to be the Queen of Sheba. And as a decisive and powerful ruler herself, she heard of Solomon's wisdom and his power and wanted to come to verify for herself. And when she gets there, she doesn't go easy on him. She asks him a ton of questions. And by the end of it, she agrees what they say about you is true. So the palace continues to be built. And it's really a temple, right? That's got like this gold and shine to it all over. And the Ark of the Covenant has a special place. And it is a temple or a palace. I keep saying palace, but it's really a temple to God, right? It's a place for God to live and to rule. And ultimately, Solomon at the dedication gets down on his hands and knees, and he gives a speech that I couldn't hope to quote, because Solomon is the wisest, as the man who decided between the two mothers and the child. He's able to dedicate to the Lord a beautiful monument. And he gives it to his people. He then tells his people that this is for them. And all of this is given with like no conditions, right? Or wait, hold on. Let's go back a second. Because when we were looking at that wood over on the palace before the gold got there, I think I saw God chatting with Solomon. And he said to Solomon, you know, I want to do everything for you that I promised your father. I loved your dad, I love you, right? I want to do it all. I want to make sure your generations multiply, that your kingdom is wealthy. I ask one thing, don't turn from me. Keep your kingdom on me as your father did. Make sure that your people know who their God is, and I will create abundance in your space. And in that moment, Solomon receives the glory of the Lord, as does his people. Now, what will come as we chat next week is where I see a modern day Humpty Dumpty tale as Solomon sits on the wall, right? There is a great fall, and all of the king's men and all of the king's horses are not able to put Solomon's kingdom back together again. But that we will talk about next week. Happy Sunday, chatting at Cheesman.